Uh-huh. Yeah. Nigga just try to make another one. I'm on some of that fuck you whole shit.
Now check it out. I'm running across these YouTube streets. And I run across this, let me try to get my camera a little bit more straighter. And I run across this video here. And I'm really talking about the Tupac versus Ice Cube beef. Never really knew that they were beefing. My camera's like messing up, sorry guys. Never knew that they were really beefing. You know, I never knew that. And so it's like, you know, this was very interesting to see. And my thing about it is people from different parts of the country, you know, different parts of the, you know, the United States, you know, they don't really understand California politics. California, each state is its own different entity, and different politics vary when you go to different states here in the United States, especially here in California. And here in California, our take on things are very much different. But this guy did his due diligence. He's a great researcher and what do you call him, journalist. He did his due diligence, and it's a pretty good thing. We're probably not going to watch the whole thing, but we're going to get to some point and cut it off, and we're going to do a little talking, and yeah. And you guys see the guy. It's Hip Hop Universe. You guys want to watch the rest of it and the whole entire thing, go through it. So let's check him out.
This lineup the other day with the best diss record.
Who's number one?
Tupac, hit him up.
Come on, man. Nah, man. Sorry. First off, that's still shaking the click you claim.
Who y'all think was number one on that?
He dropped called That Ass. And if you listen to it, you can see you heard hit him up and was like, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. I bow down respectfully, not bow down to them as mean or performance, but as elders.
If you touch the nerve, he'll let you know. Yeah. You know, he was passionate.
Trying to get this camera angle right. Excuse me, folks. We're gonna get it right.
Tupac versus Ice Cube, a beef that the majority of hip-hop heads didn't know existed. Two West Coast icons that became friends in the early stages of their solo careers, but grew apart on their way to the top and eventually clashed due to a misunderstanding. The first time the two met was on tour in 1990, when Tupac was a part of the group Digital Underground. He was a huge fan of Ice Cube, who had
I'd never seen them two make anything together.
NWA to pursue a solo career. This was shortly after he dropped the solo debut album America's Most Wanted, which was one of Tupac's favorite albums. The two clicked instantly.
One of mine too. How'd y'all like America's Most Wanted?
Great friends.
No Vaseline.
Pac was very humble, and Cube was very respectful, treated him like a little brother. For Cube, he was just a fun little dude with a lot of energy.
Nobody had more fun on tour than Pac. He knocking on everybody's door.
Oh, Hannah.
You sleep? What? Nah, no sleep. No sleep. Nah, come on, man. Get dressed, Q. Come on, let's go. You know, he running around with all the energy in the world. You know, we sleep, but he got all the energy in the world.
They hung out, rapped on tours, and freestyled together. Cube was able to watch him grow as an artist. He was rapping and dancing on stage with Digital Underground. Nobody knew who Tupac was. He was just getting started. Pac used to tell him, "This digital ish is cool, man, but I want to do records like y'all. Cause where I live at, ish is effed up." You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about how the ish is. He wanted to stop making those funny little dance songs with his crew and focus on more important stuff.
I remember him being a little frustrated, you know what I'm saying? Because he's like, "Cube, I want to make the kind of records y'all make. That's what I'm on. I ain't really on this, this dancey stuff." He was just doing that just to, you know, kind of, you know, get started, facilitate till he can get and do his own style. So I was like, well, keep doing your thing, you know, Shock G, he'll see, you know, that you got talent. Yeah. Tell him that you need to fulfill yourself as an artist and not just do the, you know, the party. Yeah, the party. And started to see him get on more digital records, and I was like, okay, Pac is starting to, move up from just being, in the background to actually,
Never
doing
got
some
to see
songs.
Tupac
So he had that in him where he
in
wanted to
concert.
release
So I
it,
caught
and
a whole bunch
just
of
see
cool
him
people.
grow as
Seen
an
Ice
artist to
Cube,
become,
everybody, but
damn near
never
like
seen Tupac.
the Marvin Gaye of hip hop, like
So true.
It's just an incredible journey to see.
His solo records became a lot more serious and thought-provoking. Cube was a huge inspiration for Tupac, who had a lot of love and admiration for him. No wonder why Pac's music early on in his career had a heavy focus on politics, social issues facing American society, like racism, police brutality, poverty,
Remember those
black
hats,
crime,
man.
teenage pregnancy, etc. The topics were somewhat similar to what NWA addressed in their music, even though their styles were completely different. Straight Outta Compton was one of Pac's favorite albums, and so was America's Most Wanted,
Mine too.
which introduced the world to the female rapper Yo-Yo, who appeared as a guest on the track It's a Man's World.
Can't play
Ice
with me,
Cube
yo.
took her under his
I used to
wing
have a crush on
and
her
produced
too.
her upcoming album Make Way for the Motherlode, which dropped the following year. Tupac met her with Cube.
Still do,
which was
yo.
performing
Shit,
with
I'll
Digital Underground.
take you down.
Pac and Yo-Yo got very close, and even had a relationship in the early 90s.
Pac's lips.
They went on tours together, sometimes with Cube, sometimes without, and Pac was also invited to a birthday party.
Who knew they was fucking around? YouTube, y'all.
Shortly after the movie Boys in the Hood came out, in which Cube plays the character Darren Baker, aka Doughboy. This was Ice Cube's first movie appearance. At Yo-Yo's birthday party, they took pictures together, and she even introduced Pac to her mother. Cube then dropped his sophomore album Death Certificate in 1991.
You know,
And
you get
that same
introduced to the
year,
mom, you up
Pac
in there.
released his debut album Tupacalypse Now, and starred in the movie Choose.
You don't take hoes to your mama
which
house,
came out
right? That's
on
the one thing about you
January
hoes out there.
17th, 1992.
We don't take hoes
So they both
to your
tried
mama
to get
house.
their
We gonna
rapping
fuck
and
the shit
acting
out of
careers
you,
going.
but we ain't gonna
While
take you to
Cube
meet
was
moms.
higher
That's
in
real
status
shit.
and more respected
Mama smell you
in
coming
both
from a mile
fields
away.
At that point in time. The movie director John Singleton then wanted Ice Cube in his movie Poetic Justice with the pop icon Janet Jackson. Cube
Y'all knew Ice
welcomed
Cube was
him
supposed to be
give
in
him the
Poetic
script
Justice, right?
to find out what the movie was about, and didn't like what he was reading. So he asked him to change it, but he refused. John Singleton then decided to replace Cube
Doughboy
with
down, I mean,
Tupac, because they needed a rapper who
Doogie
was
down at the
also
bottom used to
acting.
have that pacifier in his mouth from Boys in the Hood. That was him.
Cube was the more successful actor at the time, but the director was impressed by Tupac's acting skills. The movie was filmed between April 14th and July 4th of 1992 and came out on July 23rd, 1993.
Janet Jackson.
It became a cult classic.
Ooh, you know
and
she was
a
smelling
good look
good.
on Tupac's
Ooh,
resume for
shit.
his acting career.
I would have
According
sucked
to
that
Cube,
thing to that
him
forehead
stepping
cave
down
in.
from doing
Boop.
the movie helped Tupac to become a movie star. And the reason why he gave up on that movie was because the director refused to change one particular part in the script. The problem was me playing Tupac. I don't think I'd kick my homeboy off the car for a girl I just met when we got to Oakland. I didn't think that was cool.
Especially in
It
Oakland.
kinda made the character a sucker to me. The scene Cube appears to be referring to is the one that saw Tupac's character Lucky, which is a mail carrier and aspiring rapper, attack his friend for hitting Janet Jackson's character Justice, who kicked Pac's friend in the groin because he had hit his girl in the face. Pac then beats up his homie and kicks him out the vehicle. Cube hated that character just for that scene alone. Said that the role suits Pac more than him, which could be interpreted as a jab, since Cube called that character a sucker. Why would you say that the role of a
Sucker
suits
shit.
Tupac? Pac later called himself Sucker for Love on the song
Pac
Do
didn't
for
understand
Love,
it. He
which
not
was
from
recorded
California.
in 1994, but came out posthumously. It actually landed on the album Are You Still Down, Remember Me, which dropped on November 25th, 1997. So Pac didn't really care about people like Cube making fun of him for being a quote-unquote sucker for love.
Making his money. I would have did the same thing.
The question is, why did Cube say that? Because of Pac's superior adaptation skills? Or maybe something similar to that scene happens where Pac ditched Cube for a girl when they were hanging out. Cause why else would
Yeah,
you get
well, the
that
devil did
impression
that.
from him? Maybe it was about Yo-Yo, or a different girl, because Pac started to become very popular with women. So it wouldn't surprise me if something like that had happened in real life. And if you look at the reasons why Cube didn't want to play that role, and also take a look at all the movies he did afterwards, you start to notice that he had no problem playing in kids, comedy, and love movies. Cube has played a lot of roles in his acting career that made him look soft or like a sucker, so to speak. But maybe he was just a little stubborn in the early days and later learned how to adapt to different roles after getting used to acting.
All right, I'm stopping it right there. Now, what this guy don't understand, this guy, he's pretty cool. He does his good research and the whole. Now, watch the most of it. And you guys got to check it out. And I'm not gonna watch the rest of it. I'm just gonna stop it right there. And I just want to make this video just to let the world know the difference in how we get down in America. Each state has its own type of politics. You know, its own type of way that things are handled, things go down, you know, how if people are treated and things like that. Each state has its own, you know, thing. California, you know, we have our own thing. And one thing we have here in California is fuck a bitch. Now, don't get me wrong. We care about our sisters and things like that. And if anything go down, a nigga gonna step up and smash. You know what I'm saying? Especially don't let another race, you know what I'm saying, put his hands on the sister and the niggas around. Oh yeah, it's gonna be some problems. You know what I'm saying? Until that sister stop him. You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing until that sister stop him. But a nigga is gonna raise the fuck up. Sisters know that. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, you know, the powers that be didn't play tricks on black folks' minds here in America, where the sisters are sort of in this power world, and the powers that be didn't play sisters on mind, where it made them look at black men as being like less than. You know, so they're looking at white men like they're the powers and shit like that. And so they're listening to what they're saying and looking at the black man side-eyed and raising their kids based on what these white men are preaching or the powers that be are preaching. And so they're looking at the black man side-eyed. And so niggas are sitting in that, they're feeling that, you know, and all this old shit. And here in California, man, it's like we're so hurt about, you know, females seeing us less than. You know, and especially when sisters, you know, we ain't doing well, black men ain't doing well, they'll jump to something else, you know, and to nobody's fault, you know, it's the powers that be fault, you know what I'm saying, by, you know what I'm saying, creating a certain thing where black men and black women can't work things out. You know what I'm saying? Let's stick together and work things out. You know what I'm saying? And create, do some things. And so it's like men are putting hands on women because we can't figure it out. Women are stepping out. It's fast. It's a whole bunch of bullshit going on. The powers that be know this because they want to raise the black kid. That's what they want to do because that's the power, you know what I'm saying? Raise the black kid, make them a robot and, you know what I'm saying, help them make money for America and all this old bullshit, you know. And eventually they're going to die off. They're going to last long. They're going to end up in prison. They're going to die, you know what I'm saying? They're going to make enough money. They're worth their weight in gold. And, you know, and when that's done, we're done with them, you know. And they're not going to, powers that be not thinking the black man going to last too goddamn long because they put all this bullshit in the motherfucker's head where, you know, we're so confused to understand on how to survive and the right things to do, right things to eat, right things to listen to, right things to, right ways to move and shit like that. So I believe mine's up with that. But that's where black man mind is at. All that bullshit and then some, and I didn't really go really ham, is in the black man mind. So when we look at the black woman, we be like, we mad, you know what I'm saying, because they're listening to the white man. And niggas don't know this. Most of the black men don't know that. How they really feel. We're yelling and we're mad at black women for listening to white America or the powers that be, you know what I'm saying? Because the black women are doing what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? They're doing what they're saying. And by design, though, it's not black women's fault. You know what I'm saying? Black women are just, they're just as much victim as black men. You know, it's been like that since the beginning of time. You know, just like the slavery days. The black men, still women would get raped. Black men couldn't even help them. So it's like, this nigga can't do nothing for me. You feel me? Like, if nigga go help, he gonna get killed. Everybody gonna get murdered if you're back in the slavery day. He go try to help that black woman from not getting raped and all this old shit. Everything's gonna be fucked off and in the hood, you know what I'm saying, back in the slavery days if a nigga go try to help. Nigga knew that. Nigga finna get his dick cut off, hung from a tree, you know what I'm saying, some shit shoved up his ass, all kind of crazy ass shit probably would have happened to him. You know what I'm saying? We seen all them old school torture devices they have for niggas. You know what I'm saying? So nigga wasn't really feeling that. Like, you know, niggas like that, and that's just, niggas like me thinking like, that's just a pussy. You know what I'm saying? Let him hit that pussy. It ain't nothing but a pussy. Let him go ahead and do that. We'll figure something else out. But not knowing that psychologically it's fucking that sister up. Fucking her up. Fucking her up. These niggas can't even help me. Nobody can help me. So here in America, it's the same thing. Niggas can't help. We can't help. We can't do nothing for them. And so black men know this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? We know this shit. We know this shit. We know this shit. And so it's like, you know what I'm saying, psychological. I mean, you know, we don't know that that's why we're treating the women like this. You know what I'm saying? They're listening to the white man and treating us a certain way. So we're like, fuck a bitch. So back to California. California, we on some fuck a bitch. We don't play that throwing motherfuckers out the car for another bitch. No, hell no, especially in Oakland. They were going to Oakland on that trip, you know, on the Poetic Justice trip with him and Pac and Janet Jackson. We don't play none of that shit. We're not finna throw our partner out. We might stop the fighting and him beating up the woman and all that old shit. We see him doing wrong and all that old shit. We definitely not finna throw that nigga out unless he get too beside himself. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely not finna throw that nigga out over no bitch. Not here in California, because it's all on the bitch. It's all on the bitch here in California. We don't give a, you know what I'm saying? We're not finna do that for our folks here in for nobody here in California. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't. That's why Ice Cube was not feeling that shit. Like, nah, hell no. That's some sucker shit. Because that is sucker shit. Of course, Ice Cube played in all his other movies and all that old shit. You know what I'm saying? The kid movies and shit like that. Because you grow up there. Because that mentality is when you're young and you just got your homies. We ain't throwing nobody out for a motherfucking homeboy. You got me fucked up at a young age. Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. After that, you know what I'm saying? If you do, you might as well go and get married and do your married life. But not with the homies, because you ain't gonna be able to live that motherfucking shit down. Nah, not with the homies. Nah, hell motherfucking nah. Fuck a bitch, man. All on a bitch, man. And right today, that's how it is in California. But, you know, subconsciously, we really care about our sisters. You know what I'm saying? But it's here in California, we got a whole different thing, man. It's fuck a bitch, man. It's all on the bitch, man. So I want the world to know that this guy that made this, you know what I'm saying, he did a great job. But you got to know in California how Ice Cube felt. You know, I understand he missed money with the movie and all this whole shit, but he didn't really understand how Ice Cube felt. Here in California, we don't play none of that shit. We ain't finna throw our niggas out for now, bitch. It's fucking bitch here in California, man. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It's still right today. But don't get me wrong, we really care about the sisters. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, we got this certain type of some surface fuck a bitch shit about us here in California. And we definitely not gonna throw a nigga out in no motherfucking truck on a motherfucking road trip. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't even home, out in the middle of nowhere, and throw this nigga out over a motherfucking bitch. I don't give a fuck what's going on. Not here in California, man. So Ice Cube understood. You know what I'm saying? And Tupac didn't. He ain't from California. Y'all gotta understand that. You know what I'm saying? I love Tupac, love Cube, love them both, you know what I'm saying? And both of them, and you know, Tupac, my nigga. If anybody know me, I'm Pac like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm rock pop around this motherfucker. Rock pop around this motherfucker. Rock beat pop around this motherfucker. Y'all know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just letting y'all know Tupac really didn't understand the culture here. But he did understand how to make money, how to boost himself up. That's why he did that movie. And his shit bloomed after that. Fuck, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's like a fuck love. Fuck you, love. You know what I'm saying? On that thing. So, you know, you just gotta understand. California, we different. Fuck a bitch, man.